Okay. Hey, Peggy.
Hi.
So the meeting will come to order. It's a little after 7, November 9. The first item before us is a permit number.
Kevin, can you tell me who's there in the office, please?
Sure, we've got Josh, Ted, Kevin Harper, and Chris and me.
Thank you.
And then you've got Rob and John and Carol.
And Brenda.
And Brenda, and then we have Emily Freilich and Martha Hellman and looks like Greg Butler.
Yep, and Donovan is here from Bernard Gervais. Correct, Donovan?
That's correct.
Yeah.
All right, so first item up is the Spalding Freilich subdivision, which we did the sketch plan review on, I don't know, I think it was on September 14th, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
So permit number 21-405, Emily Spalding and Peter Freilich, located at Bristol Cliffs Drive, parcel number 09.01.58, is requesting final plan approval for 2-lot subdivision. So who's here for the applicants?
That would be Donovan and Emily, I believe.
All right, there's Emily. All right, so you folks, raise your right hand. We're going to provide testimony. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the evidence you shall give before this development review board shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Okay, so all right, who's going to walk us through here?
I can start. And so I guess this project, you should all be fairly, should know it pretty well by now.
We're intimately familiar.
It's a 2-lot subdivision on Bristol Cliffs Drive. Lot 1 will be 4.48 acres in size, and lot 2 will be 2.02 acres in size. Lot 1 and 2 will share the existing drilled well. Lot 2 will continue to be served by their on-site wastewater system, and lot 2 will be served by its own on-site wastewater system. As per the wastewater rules, the replacement area has been identified for lot 2. Lot 1 will be encumbered by a 20-foot wide or a 15-foot wide water line easement passing on to lot 2 for that shared water system. And power will be run to lot 2 off the close pole on Bristol Cliffs Drive.
And you're sharing these access, right? The right of way is shared?
That's correct. Yep. So the driveway will be split right down the middle, and there'll be a right of way to secure access for both lots.
Okay. Any questions from the board? You've got to make sure that those easements, the right of way and the water line easement, those have to be reflected in the deeds.
Yes, of course.
Yep. This is the 3rd or 4th time we've seen this, so I think we're pretty well up to speed with it. So John or Carol, Brenda, anybody have any questions? John does. Go ahead.
No, I'm not a question. I would just make a motion that we make a final acceptance of this plan, if that's the right language for such a motion.
Yeah, just a motion to approve the subdivision. And I was
Second.
Go ahead.
Second.
Josh seconds. So I was just checking the minutes from September 14 to see if we made any requirements or requests, and that was just sketch plan. So this is a minor subdivision, and I don't see any. So I think the application has everything that's required. Any further comments from the board or questions before we move to a vote? Okay.
Whoops, Carol said something. You're still on mute, Carol.
You're on mute.
Carol, we can't hear you. She's trying.
Do you know sign language?
There we
Oh,
go.
there you go.
Okay.
There he is.
I wasn't here for the September meeting, but I
Yeah,
was for the previous two. And I guess
Right.
I still have a question about a
Okay.
6-acre parcel that is going to have 4 acres remaining. And what's to keep that in the future, I mean, long future, from being divided into two-acre
is it
parcels?
2 acre zone? Nothing.
Absolutely nothing.
Nothing. That was the issue the first time around when they were looking for PUD approval. Now they've, and the new lot was going to be a bit smaller than required, so now they're making lot 2 big enough. It meets the minimum lot size, so
Oh, okay, okay,
if they have enough acreage in the lot 1, they can subdivide it. There's nothing to
Okay.
prevent it from happening down the road. They meet all the dimensional standards and other requirements for the subdivision. Any other questions, comments? All right, all those in favor of approving the minor subdivision for the 2 lots, permit number 21-405, all those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? Okay, so it's unanimous, Peggy?
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you, Emily. Thank you, Donovan. Emily, when do you want to come back again? Do you want to come back for the next meeting?
I think you guys have probably seen enough of me, but when we actually have a house, I'll make sure to visit.
If we have an opening on the board, we'll be sure to call.
Please do.
All
Okay.
right, so
Thank you,
Thank
guys.
you, everyone.
next item on the agenda is permit number 21-407. Greg Butler for located at 1407 Hardscrabble Road, parcel number 020118, requesting sketch plan approval for a 2-lot subdivision. All right, so we have Greg, are you here?
Yep.
All right. Who else is here with you? Anybody?
Stan is with me.
Okay, hi, Stan.
Hi,
That's-
hi, how you doing?
All right, Stan, Peggy, that's Stan Livingston.
Yep.
Okay, so this is sketch plan. Chris is gonna put it up.
So there's 2 things that you've got. One was the survey, and then I created a secondary map. I'm working on it here. Going as fast as I can.
Take your time.
Do we need to swear the applicant?
Thanks.
Hey, is this here?
And it's a sketch plan.
Okay,
Yeah,
So-
they're still giving testimony
okay.
in a way.
So this first diagram is terrible, the way it's, okay,
Can you flip it
that's what I'm working on right now, rotate.
up at the top,
There we go, rotate.
clockwise? Go clockwise.
There we go. Okay, so this is north to south. The issue is the overall parcel is much bigger. This is only this area right here, this square is what's actually being subdivided.
Yeah.
If you look at the tax map, back
Got
out.
it down there.
Yeah, just so the red is, oops. Just an estimate about where it is on that parcel, just so you have a feeling for where it falls overall. So I
Yeah.
thought that would be helpful for you all.
Yeah, that's good. Hey, so Stan and Greg, I have to swear you in. You solemnly swear or affirm that the evidence you shall give before this development review board shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
You, yes, we do, Kevin.
Thanks. Okay, so it's out on, it's out on Hardscrabble. It's kind of across from, what is it, Wildflower? What's the name of the road up from Broadview?
Right
Stan?
across from your driveway almost.
I know, well, it's by what, it's by Dave, right across from David's house, right? Pretty much.
Yes, exactly, yes.
Yeah, okay. And so this is residential in, so is this gonna be a
It's
minor because it's,
Right
you're,
there.
yeah. So but Stan's got a lot on his property though, but it sounds like it's a two lot residential. So the only issue at this point, can you put up the proposed sketch. Yeah,
So I'm zooming
all right,
just a
yeah,
little
let's
bit
zoom
for-
that up.
As good as I can get it from that.
So is north at the,
Yeah, this is,
Top?
north is at the top.
yeah, okay. So there's an existing drive stand, is that on Greg's lot?
Yes, there is. There's an existing drive, been there since before I was born.
Yeah,
And Greg and Laura are gonna come in that driveway to access their house.
so that driveway turns south towards Ambrose.
It
But that's
does.
your- But
They're
that's
gonna-
still your land.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, okay, so that's just the driveway that goes into the field, right?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, okay.
And it goes to the shop too.
Oh, it does, all right. So we got 5.2 acres, minimum lot size here is 5.
I believe so.
I think this RA 5.
Yes, it is.
Okay. And who's gonna do your design?
Steve Ravel.
Sir, Steve, yeah, who's gonna do the survey?
It's all done. It was done by Ron LaRose.
Ron did it, okay.
It's all recorded,
You've already recorded the
just
survey?
as it shows on the map.
Okay. Can you make it a little bigger?
You want the blocks? Does that help at all?
Yeah. So I'm just looking at the driveway. So where's the house site, Stan?
Just north of where the driveway comes in,
Somewhere where that cursor was, yeah.
right there where your cursor is, right there.
Yeah, okay. And you, are LaRose doing the septic?
Steve Ravel is.
Oh, sorry, Steve is, and so you've got a replacement area, you got plenty of room for,
Yes,
Or
it's,
the-
he already came
ground.
out. We did some preliminary perk tests and he said that we can get a conventional system there easily.
yeah, that's the way it is over there. But
Yeah.
you can't get a shovel in the ground, that's the only problem.
They don't call it hard scrabble for nothing, Kevin.
Oh my God, you should see the pile I've got for my patio that just digging out. It's unbelievable, you know.
I do.
All
I
right.
farmed that land my whole life.
Yeah, well, so it's a 2-lot. So and it's residential, so it qualifies as a minor. Does anybody have any questions or comments for Stan and Greg?
I just say this looks straightforward.
Yep,
The only other thing would be something with the setbacks on to make sure the house site's properly
you-
sited.
right. You've got the survey.
We're gonna be well within all limits.
Yeah, but we need to see the house, so,
Okay.
as part of the, those need to be depicted so we can confirm that there's no setback. I know you've got plenty of room, so it's not going to be an issue. They don't need site plan, right? Because it's just a residential.
Right, that's why, yeah, the house plan, typically the setback should be dealt with in the
Could
building
I-
permit stage.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I
Go ahead,
can
Stan.
come down and draw it on there if you'd like.
Well, it's you drawn it on, you can't alter a survey.
Oh, no, I mean, I draw it within the lines. I mean,
For tonight, it's irrelevant, to be
Yeah,
honest with you,
no, I
tonight it's
know, but-
irrelevant.
No, I know, but if you.
I'm letting Stan know that.
No, I know, but I'm right, but we're giving guidance here for when you come back. And the board typically, Stan wants to see the house site, just so everybody knows where it's going to be and where the replacement area is and all of that. It's just a smart thing to do.
okay,
as
well,
part of-
we can do that, Kevin.
Yeah, Chris will talk to Chris and Chris, just make sure that the typical well, Greg, you did, the information that you put on the Devon Lane subdivision, it's no different.
Yeah, and most of that information, Ravel should have all that on his
Yeah,
site plans for the septic, so that should be adequate to meet the
Yeah,
needs of
no,
this
it's
board.
just do, follow the bylaws and do what you did for the Devon Lane subdivision that we did
Okay,
this summer.
so
I
then,
think Ron did that, or Kevin did that, right?
Yep.
so what's our next step is just to bring in Steve Ravel's plans, or how long before we can get another meeting? I mean, I'm hoping to get their house up, sometime this winter.
Yeah, the next it depends on where the meetings fall, Stan. As soon as this is done on Friday, I'll review everything I've got, try to get the warnings together and set a meeting date for everybody.
What do you gotta get? Is it 15 days?
15 days in the Addison, so I gotta find out where that falls, time frame. So to be honest with you, it's probably 30 days out from now is ballpark is what I'm giving you.
Okay, well, we'll have to make that work.
Yep.
No, we can't, our hands are tied by the notice requirements and the publication.
I
requirements.
understand, you can only do what you can do, and we should have started this
Right.
process a long time ago.
Well, so this is, we really don't need to vote that it's a minor, but so it's a minor, which means you only need to have one hearing. It's not a two-step subdivision hearing, Stan and Greg. So, just make sure everything's on the survey, subdivision plat that's required to be by the bylaws, and just the Devon Lane one from the summer is a good template to follow.
Okay, we
All
can do
right.
that.
All right. Any other questions from the board for Stan or Greg?
No,
Okay. Thanks, guys.
Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Third item, permit number 21-408, Bristol Works LLC, located at 72 Munzel Ave, parcel 205151, requesting sketch plan approval for a 2-lot planned unit development. Kevin Harper's here. Come on. Yeah, come on up. You want to come up? It's probably easier.
Right there, center stage. There we
So
go.
what are you gonna, can you put this up?
Yeah, exactly where we're headed next.
Great.
When you're ready, if you want, maybe we can share.
And there's some small prints too in their packets.
So,
Okay.
before we go, Kevin, can you raise your hand? And do you solemnly swear or affirm that the evidence you shall give before this development review board shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes. I do.
Thank you.
And is Martha's on with you as well? She can be giving testimony at all?
No, well, it's up to you. Martha is the CEO of Mountain Health
Right.
and is prepared to answer any questions you
Okay.
may have. So do you want, if you may want to,
Yeah,
let's.
yeah. Martha,
Swear
so
her
if you want, yeah, Martha,
Yes.
so you solemnly swear or affirm that the evidence you shall give before this development review board shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Yes, I do.
Thank you. So if you want, we can't see you, so if you want to speak, just pipe up, okay?
You got it. Thank you.
All right, so Kevin, you want to walk us through what the
Well, sure.
idea is here?
Sure. So as I think everyone knows, Bristol Works is a commercial partnership with 4 local resident owners. We've been in there since Autumn Harp left back in 2011. And I'm the managing partner of the limited partnership. So Bristol Works is interested in selling one of the buildings, in particular this building 4 where Mountain Health it currently lives and has been in there for a few years, and part of it, and more recently when their hospital moved their practice out, they moved into the entire building. And so it would be the first, let's say, subdivision of the lot of the campus. It's our understanding that we'd be looking at a planned unit development. This may be the first of more to come. And out of this subdivision would come a condominium association agreement, or what's it?
Common interest,
Common
interest ownership.
so that everyone that shares sidewalks and parking lots are identified and have commitments to maintain and take care of those common areas. There are limited common areas that one or two of the users on this campus might be responsible for, not anyone and everyone. And then there's the building itself, which of course comes with a little bit of land around the perimeter, 10, 12, 15 feet. It looks like mostly 12. We're using the common sidewalks as sort of a logical boundary. Some of these boundaries just make a lot of sense in terms of flow. And then the lot behind the building to the south is where their septic system exists, which was designed and built for that building as a medical center. So there's no need for engineering work or redesign of the septic. It was built for a medical center, and that's what it is. There's also a replacement field there. So we carved out, as you can see in that red polka dot area, that would be the property. It encompasses the entrances to the front, the Red Clover entrance and the main entrance to Mountain Health. And then there's a back entrance, for the office side, the administrative side of things. And and then some common areas where there's shrubs and grass bumping up to a sidewalk or a parking lot. And then the green parking lots, parking lot 1, and across the street on Pine Street, parking lot 2 would be limited to the tenants of buildings 1, 2, and 3, which are that clump on the left-hand corner. Yep, go on up top, sure.
Where
That's
Autumn Park
one
was, yeah.
where Autumn Harp was, but that's right now road, health center, Bristol Bakery Wholesale, where they make crackers and cookies and such, and that's Vermont Farm Table.
Yeah.
There. So they would have access to those parking areas as well as Mountain Health.
Yeah.
Okay. So what we're assuming is this would set the stage for an eventual sale of one or another building to one or another tenant who might be there. Already, there's been interest from time to time to purchase a building rather than pay rent, and that's fine with us because our partners are all in that time of our lives where it's not a bad time to think about exit.
Yeah,
And
cashing out.
if we could just, the beautiful thing, and Martha may want to talk about this, but I'd like to just pass out these. These are just a sort of a history that Martha put together at my request. And there probably isn't time to read it right now, but basically this has been cooking up since Mountain Health had their little practice there on North Street, right, Martha? How many years ago? For how many years?
2012.
Yeah, and a number of community-minded people on this list, who they were, not the individuals per se, but their organizations that just rallied around the need to provide some, not just dental service, which is what sort of drove them originally, but primary care practice in the community, and in particular, the big idea is a nonprofit federally qualified health center that gets federal support, which means you don't have to have insurance to walk through the door and be seen. Martha, correct me if I'm wrong, but it's basically pay what you can afford based on your income.
Yes,
So-
there are sliding scales, that's correct.
In scale. So it's, and Martha, are there any limits to who has access to this practice
No.
in terms of geography?
No,
So, but as a practical matter, I imagine it's mostly 5-town residents.
Mhm,
as a-
That's correct.
Yeah. So what I'm excited about is one, this took years and years and a lot of risk on a lot of people's part to make this real. And this this request from Mountain Health to purchase it gives me a sense of commitment that outstrips what they have now, the 10-year lease. At this point, they would own it, and as far as I'm concerned, they're gonna be there for a heck of a long time, and what a great service to have in our community. So I'm psyched as a seller, because this was a dream. One of the ideas that we had from the get-go for this campus was a health center. And this more than filled that need, and now they're asking if they can make it sort of, more permanent. And I'd love to see that happen.
So are we village mixed here?
Yes.
Okay, so you've got the minimum lot size cleared, so so we're gonna need setback waivers, that's why it's a PUD in part, right?
Well, I don't know that we need them. We have 15 feet.
Yeah, but you're gonna have a new property line here.
Yeah, and you're gonna have issues here
But this
eventually.
is more than 15 feet here.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
where's the part?
The red.
Yeah, but isn't that gonna be? What's that
No,
dimension?
we're this side of that red line, and there's 15 feet there.
So the only one you're gonna run into, I think this is gonna be tight here eventually, between this building and here.
Okay.
So I would apply for the ask for the setback
Well,
waivers.
Well, it's as a PUD.
That's what I'm saying.
It's relaxed.
Yeah.
Okay.
Those are relaxed.
And this could be 15 feet, but it doesn't make sense.
Right,
Yeah.
it's a
Yeah.
proper, this is the correct, in my mind, this is the correct layout using the features that are on
The
the.
PUD
current-
model.
Mhm. Aside from setbacks, are there any other issues where you couldn't technically wouldn't meet the requirements for the village mixed zone? Setbacks is the one that jumps to mind to me.
Yeah, it's a little pieces.
Okay.
And
No, actually, village mix,
Well,
it's commercial, it's 1 unit per acre. But if you read down below, it does allow you to relax it to the residential acreage size.
well,
You're gonna have.
then it's just
0.6.
density is one limit.
Oh,
for it.
sorry, is that?
yeah, no,
It's just
you're-
density, so it's not
two.
the lot size doesn't change residential or commercial.
Oh, you're right, I missed a line. Yeah,
He
I got it.
he
Yeah.
was reading it upside down.
Reading it upside down.
And then this maintains this contiguousness for
Yeah.
the lots that are still Bristol Works.
Yep.
So that gives us a little room to do what we've always dreamed of, and imagined from the get-go, is some housing, given its mixed use.
Yep.
Wouldn't it be nice to add some housing into the mix? And I don't know, Chris, this changes things some in terms of density, but we're really only giving up a very small amount of
I think you're gonna be fine.
dirt. Yeah, so maybe half a dozen units, residential
so-
units or something.
So it's subdivision, it's commercial, so it's major.
Mhm.
So that means there's a preliminary hearing that Chris has to warn, and then there's a final hearing, hopefully final hearing, I don't know why it wouldn't be.
Right.
After that, but we are locked into that two-step
No, we are. That's a
two-step
major.
process.
And it's a
Yeah.
major, why?
Because it's commercial.
Okay, all right.
If it's three or more,
Mhm.
it's a major, but if it's commercial, it's
Yeah,
even a
that's
two-lot
even a
commercial.
two-lot.
Yeah, it's
Okay, I
automatic.
didn't realize that.
Yeah.
Okay.
But the
So
good
the-
thing is you've already developed this site and have an existing, you got all the septic and all that stuff, so there's not, we have to have two hearings, but there's not.
There's nothing to talk about, really, if you
Yeah,
get
not-
it right
you
the
know.
next hearing.
Yeah, well,
it's-
and
it's
we
after.
have to give notice to the adjoining landowners, but whether we see anybody, who has an issue, I'd be surprised, but we still have to follow the rule.
Yeah,
So Kevin, only half of this area here is currently being used,
yeah, that's just backup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is this the septic for all four buildings?
No, just the beauty of it, it's just for this building.
Okay, and where's the septic for the other three?
So there's septic right here and a backup here for this building.
Okay,
Septic in the front yard for this building, separate in the side yard for this building,
Okay.
and let's see, yeah, that's it.
okay,
Yeah, there's 4 septic systems over there.
okay.
1, 2, 3, 4.
It was the superintendent's office is on, that's what's missing. Because that's further down.
Yeah, I see now the septic field here.
Yeah, here's the tank, here's the tank, here's the field, and here's your backup.
Okay,
The police station's right here.
thank you.
Does anybody have any questions or comments for Kevin? John?
Yeah, hey, Kevin and everybody.
Hi.
I don't know if this is, well, let me just say it. I wonder if you would revisit your lighting on the north side of that property. It may or may not involve the specific areas you're looking at, the parking area that you're gonna, like common areas that are technically in this request. But there's a couple of big floodlights that point north that can be seen from Plank Road. And
Yeah, that was Green Mountain, I'm sorry, yeah, Green Mountain Power's idea.
it was.
Yeah.
They weren't, I don't know if they were in the parking lot or if they were on the buildings or what, but I just, this is not a hardcore thing, but I just, you know, one of the things I like to look at with all these proposals is section 752, which is page 72 of the regs that deal with glare, lights, and reflection. And you know, if there were anything that had escaped your notice in prior years, maybe this is the chance to take a look at it. I'll admit to being spoiled by your Stony Hill proposals because they were so exemplary as far as the lighting plan
success
goes. So I hate to hold you to this, but I know that in years past I had spoken with neighbors and I had remarked to neighbors on Plank Road, and I remarked to them how great it was, you know, that Bristol Works was coming back to life. This is years ago, and one of them said, "Oh, yeah, I guess so, except their lights are shining in my bedroom windows, and they're out on Plank Road." I don't know if they were actually your lights or not, but this is just a request to take a look at some of those and see if they can't come. If there are any problems, if they could come closer into compliance with 752.
No, I'm game. I'm game to talk to him.
It might be, you know, it might be one floodlight. I don't know.
Because when you first put the light in that parking lot too,
Yeah.
it was like that orange halide light or whatever. That's that you could see across the village.
Right.
Now it's down to they're
So
just LEDs. now,
They're
right?
LED, they replace them with LEDs, John, but you know, they're pretty bright and we can angle them down.
Yeah, you know, the sort of loose standard or it's mentioned, I just closed my book, of course. You know, it's whether light escapes the property lines.
Right.
And that's easy to understand. It's also easy to gauge.
Yeah.
And it's easy to fix.
But we'll happy to take a look. And I think the idea there is it's a lot big enough to hold about 10 let's see, about 50 cars.
Are we talking about lot 2, Kevin, or lot
Yes,
1?
lot 2.
Lot 2,
And it sits right here.
yeah.
And it really does cover that lot. But it covers that lot because it's hung up a little bit. So if you're living north of that, you're gonna see it from a while. So we can do 2 things right off. The easy thing to do would be to tilt it back down and see what that does. You know, just get out there on Plank Road and look at it.
If you want, I'd be happy to take a drive with you and we can see if we can spot any issues.
You go up the pole, I'll
Oh, on second thought.
But you don't get another $5 for that. It's only for
Hazard pay, no hazard pay.
site visits. If you're by yourself, you don't get paid.
All right, great. That's my piece. Thanks.
Yeah, thanks.
Any other comments or questions for Kevin? Martha, do you have anything you want to add?
I don't. I think I had everything in that little write-up that Kevin shared with
Okay.
you. And
No, thank you, that was helpful.
yeah,
And I passed them out, Martha, for reading after, but then I think, Chris, you were gonna send it around.
I shared it out to the group already.
Okay, all right, great.
Yeah, I'd already read it before I got here.
Oh, yeah? Well, thank you.
Yeah.
That's not always the case with boards
Nope.
that I've been on, that's for sure.
Okay, then, so it's a major, according to the bylaws, because it involves commercial usage, so Chris will get the warning out for the preliminary and as soon as he can, and we'll go from there.
All right. And you still feel reasonably, you think we can do that in December? If we warn now?
Oh, we can, your first hearing definitely will be December, without a problem.
Okay. And we're gonna try to close in January, so, and we do have work to do, getting wastewater, stormwater Act 250. They all want to make sure Mountain Health is on the hook for all the conditions that go with the permit. You know, you gotta take care of your stormwater, you gotta take care of your wastewater. So that's somewhat perfunctory, but it's working with the state.
Yeah,
and
it's
I
administrative,
Don't need to
pretty
say anything, it would be
straightforward.
administrative.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. all
Okay,
for
thank
your
you.
time. Yeah.
All right, we are now going to try the elusive effort to approve minutes.
A lot of them.
A lot of them, so I don't have them all on my computer. I have
I
some.
can pull them up as we go.
All right, so do we have enough people who were at the May 25th meeting?
Yep. You had Kevin, Ted, Carol, Brenda, and John are here. So you have 5 that were here.
And me.
And yourself, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So we're looking at the May 25th minutes, and boy, that was Greg Butler's sketch plan and Chris Acker's sketch plan for down on Hewitt Road and Stony Hills 4-lot subdivision. That was the major event of the evening. So does anybody have any corrections or revisions to the May 25th, 2001 minutes?
I've never seen most of the minutes.
So all the minutes are posted on the town's website. That a few meetings ago, we'd gone through this.
I don't remember.
Yeah, so that's sort of been the town's process. I can start emailing them out as soon as we get them. Because Peggy is amazingly punctual on getting them out to me, and I will forward them out to the board.
Actually, or she could, when she sends it to you, she could send it to the board. That would save you a step.
Yeah, do you mind doing that, Peggy? Just push it out to the whole DRB?
That's fine.
Yeah, so, and that would help me, Peggy, to have it as, and Chris forwarded to me, you send it to Chris in Word. And so if you forward it to, kick it out to me in Word, that's helpful because I use the minutes when I'm writing the decision.
Sure, I will.
But yeah, so when you send it to Chris, just put the rest of the board on it and that'll save Chris a step.
Yeah.
I hate to admit it, but I am not caught up in reading the minutes. I'm sorry.
That's fine.
That leaves me a
Fine.
little.
This is a short one. You want to take a few moments, John and Brenda?
I had expected we would be sent them, but.
Well, you can read them now.
Can I? Can I move? I can't move this on my.
Well, how many, other than Brenda, how many people do we have who were present tonight?
You also have Robert. Rob
Yeah.
was an alternate, but he was an alternate and Josh was an alternate, so they were both present.
Yeah, and so.
Oh, so you were absent.
Yeah, so we don't have Tom, we have Ted, Carol.
John and Robert.
Okay.
They'll give you 5.
Yeah, well, it's
Present.
Kevin, Ted, Carol, John, and Rob, 5. Okay, so John, can you give them do you mind giving them a
I can call them up on the town's website.
Or you can,
Yep.
if you can look at your screen that Chris has up, he can leave it in place. And
I hate to tell you, I'm a slow reader.
that's okay. Well, I would let, you know, these are 6 months old. I'd like.
Yeah, no, the
like
first couple of them on the list, I'm okay with. It's the later ones I haven't caught up with.
Okay.
Well, yeah, do you want us to go through like 2 or 3 of them
Well,
tonight? And then
if you're good on, are you good on May 25th then, John?
Yes.
All right, does anybody, I know Brenda hasn't read them, but Brenda can abstain. We still have enough people.
I'll vote
Does anybody
against
have,
them.
what?
I'll vote
What's
against
that?
them. I tried to vote on one once and make corrections and I was told to wait. So
All right.
I've seen one, but I haven't seen the others and I can't call them up at the same time here, so.
All right, but we have 5 people who can.
Okay.
So you can abstain.
I could
Does anyone who is able to review the minutes of May 25th have any questions, comments, corrections? Okay, I move that we approve the May 25th minutes.
I second.
All those in favor?
Who seconded?
Ted did.
Ted did. All those in favor?
Thank you.
Kevin, Rob, Ted, Josh, John, Carol. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. I got that wrong, not Josh. John and Carol. All right, so the.
Kevin, you want to give me that list again?
Sure.
Okay.
Kevin,
Yep.
Ted, Rob, John Moyers, and Carol.
Thank you.
All right, and Brenda's abstaining because she wasn't able to read them. So that the May 25th minutes are approved. We'll move on to June 22nd minutes. Chris will pull them up.
Can you see the May 26th, June 22nd ones on your screens?
I would.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's see. I'm just doing an attendance check here. It's the same
Yeah.
folks. Josh was actually here, Rob was not, so. There.
Josh, do you want to read them on my computer? Will be easier.
Yeah, I'm able to do it right now.
Okay.
But thank you for the offer.
Let me know when you're ready to scroll.
I'm ready to school when you.
Is this the end of it right here?
We got more.
No, it's 3 pages.
Yeah, there's a lot. This was a busy night.
I'm ready for the next page.
You good, Ted?
Ted, if you want to have it on the screen, if you, whichever's
This is good.
easier. All right,
I can see this.
You're looking at the June ones?
that's right, June 22.
Yeah.
I'm ready to scroll, starting at John Moyers, the 85.
You ready, Ted?
God, you read fast.
I have to.
God.
I have to.
I'm just gonna bring it up to Emily. Yeah.
No, I remember this meeting. This was a contentious one.
It was very long.
I'm ready when you want.
So they actually, withdrew from this. So why?
That's correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they switched to
Yeah.
the subdivision that we
Yeah.
just approved.
Yeah, so
this was the sketch plan of that.
Right. Yeah,
Yeah,
actually, the
so we don't have
the
to-
real long one was, we're coming to that one.
Yeah, so we don't have to pay much attention to this actually.
No, it's just whether what's there is accurate, or if there's any, typos or something like that.
Yeah, okay, good.
A little bit of side discussion on a few other issues.
That's fine.
That was the first time we deferred the May 25th minutes.
We're talking a lot.
Approval.
All right, I'm ready to approve these.
Okay. John, are you through the document? Yes? Okay. Does anybody have any questions or corrections, revisions? All right, so it's, the voters are me, of those present now, me, Ted, Carol, Brenda, John, Josh. So Brenda, are you voting or not?
I'll vote. We went through it. I had a chance to read it.
So you are voting, okay. I move that we approve the June 22nd, 2021 minutes.
Second.
That was Josh, Peggy.
Thanks.
Okay, all those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Okay, it's unanimous, thank you. All right, moving on. Next is July 13.
And can you all see July 13 on the screen remotely?
Okay, so that was the one I was on vacation for, so it's Carol, Brenda, Rob, Josh.
You don't have enough.
We don't have enough on that one, because John was absent as well. Okay, moving on.
Wait, we only need 4.
No, you need 5 because you're a board of 9.
4 to 7.
Oh, you're a board of 7.
We're
You're right.
7, no, that's right. PC is 9, I think.
Yes, that's.
So Brenda,
So-
do you want to review on the board, on the screen? Sorry to interrupt.
No,
No,
absolutely.
that's fine. So again, the voters here would be Carol, Brenda, Rob, and Josh. Evan, Ted, and John Moyers are on the bench.
I do recall this meeting. I'm ready to scroll down. You guys are.
Brenda, whenever you're ready to scroll down, just let me know. I'll roll to the next page.
Just a minute.
Yep.
Take your time.
Do you recall where you were vacationing then?
We go camping in the Tetons every year, but we missed the COVID year, so it was our resumption after we've done it for 20+ years.
Okay.
Although this year the smoke was so bad you actually couldn't see the Tetons some days, couldn't see them at all. From the wildfires wildfires out in California, in Oregon and Washington State.
I'm ready to scroll forward when you are.
And let me know when you're ready, Brenda.
Okay, yeah, move it.
Perfect.
Are you doing anything about the updated maps?
Yes, they will send us paper ones. He basically said the first of the year. I'll have updated maps for you guys.
Okay, and will they be posted somewhere where we can see them?
Yeah, I'm actually gonna have them. I'm gonna hardboard mount them so that they can be brought out to your hearings meetings, so you can actually look at them in person if you're here.
Oh, okay. Sounds good.
I'm done when you ready.
And whenever you're ready, Brenda, we're ready to roll.
I'm ready to go.
Okay, any questions, corrections, revisions for the July 27 minutes?
No.
So I need a motion.
No, I have some questions.
Oh, go ahead, John.
Go ahead.
On line 84, hours of operation, I do not remember us approving 7 days a week, 6 a.m. to 7 p.m. for that. I'm not saying we didn't, I just don't remember that. That would have stood out to me, I think, 7 days a week, 6 a.m. to 7 p.m. So I wonder,
John, which one are you on?
I'm on the 27th. No, well, it says Tuesday, July 28th, actually. At the top.
Yeah, I think the date was wrong. I think it actually was the 27th.
We're actually reviewing the 13th, I thought.
No, the 13th, we didn't have enough people.
Well, you did, you had 4. That's what we just
Oh,
read.
oh, I screwed up.
That's where I was all confused, John, because the line you mentioned did not line up with the review that these guys
Yeah.
just did. So again, you've got Carol, Brenda, Rob, and Josh
For July 13th.
for the July 13th meeting minutes. If
I'd
basically
like to
somebody
make
needs to
a
make,
motion to approve the July 13th minutes.
Who was that? Rob?
That was Rob made the motion, Josh seconded, Peggy.
Thank you.
Vote to approve, raise your hand.
Okay, so any opposed? Any abstentions? Okay, so unanimous among those voting. Next up, July 27. Yeah, so the 28th, Peggy, that's a mistaken date, so you want to correct the date. It was Tuesday was the 27th.
Yep.
Okay, so that is me. The voters are me, Ted, Carol, Brenda, John, Josh, and Rob.
everybody.
Not Tom.
No, I'm saying everyone who's in the room.
Yeah.
So I'll get you to your first permit. For those of you reading along, let me know.
Ready to scroll down.
Yep.
You good, Ted? Perfect. As I can.
So we need to change the date again. There's another date there.
Yeah, you're gonna catch that date throughout, Peggy?
And the
It's on
headers?
top of the-
Yeah.
it's on- Yeah, please.
So if it's appropriate, I would bring our attention back to 84, line 84 when we're ready.
I think that was hinging on the plowing service. I thought it was 7 days a week. I do recall there was a conversation about plowing occurring throughout the winter. John, do you recall that?
I don't remember that.
I don't remember it. I mean, if anybody, any applicant had come and talked about 6 a.m. to 7 p.m., 7 days a week with this sort of heavy industrial activity, I would have remembered that. And there's no way we should approve 7 days of that kind of operating hours. I mean,
I don't have my notes with me. I try to take, I try to take notes. And
Yeah, it doesn't
Yeah.
seem right to me. either.
well, we can defer and check the record on that.
I would like to do that, please.
Yeah,
I don't-
I'll pull up, I'll review video for you guys and let you know what the,
Yeah, I thought, John, what I remember was what I think I remember, let's say that, is that there would be plowing, there would be sometimes emergency work, and some work on equipment on weekends inside the building, but I'm not I'm not 100% sure of that, and I think my notes. I'll check my notes as well, but they're kind of haphazard because I'm trying to run the meeting, so Chris can look. In any event, I've issued the permit. I don't know that I put the hours of operation.
I don't believe they were.
I think I might have fudged. I think I might have fudged that in the permit.
So we don't get it. I think this is not apropos of this discussion of the minutes at the moment, but just help me understand. So Acker's not coming back for another another round of this, is it? Was that a final review?
Yeah, I've issued the permit, but the permit is the permit. The minutes aren't the permit.
Yeah, I think we made a big mistake on this one. I'll just say that for the record. I won't get into why, but
yeah, well, I know. I remember how you.
Yeah,
felt
I think we made a really big mistake on this one.
Well,
but I guess the permit, once it's issued, it's issued, right? There's no going back.
Yeah, but I don't think I said anything about hours of operation in the permit, because.
So I was under the impression that we were going to get back together and discuss conditions for this project.
Well, you may be confusing it with the, there was a subdivision, which was commercial, so there were 2 hearings on the subdivision.
Right.
And and hearing 2 was on this same day and occurred just before the condition. This is the conditional use approval. They were on the same day.
Right, but a conditional use approval isn't just one. We don't get just one bite at the apple, right?
No,
I mean,
we did,
Chris
no.
came with very little information.
I know.
There was like no
That's
nothing.
right. Right, and
So I was thinking that was a preliminary review and that we'd have a more detailed discussion of conditions on this.
Right, well, here's what we did, because I agree, it was pretty darn thin, but a lot
It
of.
was about as thin as it could be.
Right, so we solved the problem at the time by requiring him to have a lot more information when he comes in for site plan, and that's what the permit says.
That's what I recall.
Right,
But
so I guess that's my question. So we have another chance to impose conditions on him?
Well, site plan can include conditions, yeah, but site plan is different than the use. Condition, site plan is layout and things like that, but speaking generally, there's only one conditional use hearing, or there need only be one. There's not a requirement for there to be 2 like there is with a major subdivision. So most CUs are just one hearing unless we don't have enough information and we continue it to a date certain in the future. But
I wish we had done that. Because basically what we approved here is a gravel pit without the pit, but all the other activities. Right in the middle of a residential zone in the village planning area where we hope to build houses. And I think we really kind of messed up there.
It's not a residential.
You were a committee, you were an army of one on that one, John, so.
It is a residential area. It's within the village planning area where the town plan says we expect the residential and, the existing fabric of the village to expand into.
It's not so.
It doesn't matter, let's move on, because it doesn't matter whether this was a good decision or a bad decision. It's been made. And we will have an opportunity to get more detail and the opportunity for conditions that are appropriate for site plan when he comes in for site plan review. So there's another day there.
So can we determine hours of operation at that point, Kevin?
Well, no, I don't remember any. I don't know. It doesn't matter. We've already issued the conditional use permit. I guess we're going to defer on the minutes so we can learn whether or not the notation, Peggy's notation on hours of operation is accurate.
Can I recommend that we just scroll through the balance of it?
Sure,
To
that'd be-
identify other points of review. Starting at T wells at the
Yep.
top of the page.
That's what I was at.
Okay, I'm done.
Scroll, please, Chris.
Sure. So actually on the screen.
There we are.
Okay. And then we'll just bring it to the continuation to the. No, okay.
Right, scroll. Right, scroll.
That's the end of it. Last piece of adjournment.
So I didn't have any other items. Did anyone see any other items for revision or consideration?
You just,
Well, we just had-
continuation of all the dates need to be changed to the 27th.
Yeah. But Chris is gonna have to double check the reference for the hours, but I don't think I wrote that.
Yeah. They got it.
Oh, hold on. Hold on a sec.
So we're gonna defer those. We only have, what, September 14th left. Damn,
That's right.
it's only 8:05.
I know.
We're rocking here.
Don't mess.
3 applications. Even if we end now, we're so far ahead, it's not funny. It's a pile of them done, that's awesome.
Kevin, Tom's not here, Ted, Brenda, John, myself, Rob.
Yeah, the only one who can't vote on the September 14th would be Carol. So, that's present in the room.
Okay, so the permit doesn't specify hours. Maybe my notes weren't clear, and so I didn't. Well, and the you know, you look at the conditions, which are done by motion. I put in all the conditions that were there, or that were articulated. So it could be that we just didn't say anything about hours, but my recollection was that
We talked about them.
there was an opener as needed for emergencies and or snow plowing, that kind of thing. Not that it runs 7 days a week. But I don't.
Well, as
have-
the minutes are written, he gets to run his big truck 7 days a week from 6 a.m. to 7 p.m.
Well, the minutes, no, that's not right, John.
As the
The
minutes are
minute-
written.
Yeah, but the minutes don't create his rights. That was his, that part of the minutes is a recitation of his presentation.
I see.
But it should, you're correct, John, I agree with you that, minutes, people don't always understand what the impact or effect of minutes. And if it's inaccurately stated, it could create misunderstanding. So the minutes, if the minute, that part of the minutes needs to be tweaked based on what the presentation was, that should be done.
Yeah,
Otherwise-
because if there's ever a dispute about that, they're gonna go
Oh,
back and look at the minutes.
that's right. I think I would like to defer and let Chris figure that piece out. And when we get back together, we'll know what was said. I think it's reasonably close, but it may not, it may be unintentionally misleading as stated.
I would also like to direct our attention to line 88, stockpiling materials. I don't know what none means. Does that mean it's not allowed?
Correct.
No stockpiling materials? Because Chris said he intends to stockpile materials there.
No, I didn't think so.
You know,
Absolutely did. No question.
Okay, I'll
I specifically asked him, knowing how he operates, because I've hired him on multiple occasions. He takes dump truck loads of material back to his site almost every day when he digs something out. And he answered, yes, he would be stockpiling materials. Yes, he would be loading those stockpiled materials back into trucks. Yes, he would have a piece of equipment there to load those trucks, like a bucket loader or some such. And I had a problem with that.
That part I don't remember, but that doesn't mean anything. So that's something else Chris can check.
I'll definitely check into that.
It was one of my major objections to his operation as proposed, because if he's stockpiling, dumping materials and loading materials back into trucks and that sort of thing, like I said earlier, it's basically a gravel pit without the pit. It's got all the dumping noises, all the loading noises, all the backup noises, all the gate slamming noises.
Well, we will check and we've got 2 items to check. Anything else that you question and want Chris to take a look at, John?
Actually, the conservation measures is inaccurate. As the conclusion of the conversation, I referred people to the energy code, which is very stringent. So what we should be pointing people at the commercial energy code. This is just.
I'm having a little bit of trouble hearing there.
I didn't hear any of that.
So
Who's talking?
91.
Josh.
91, this is Josh. I'm just asking the group to revisit that in the video.
Okay. So Peggy, when you're taking this down, are you working off just what's said, or are you working off the submitted materials as well? Because it strikes me that this is reminiscent of the submitted materials, but the discussion in the hearing might have been different.
No, when the materials are mentioned, I may refer to them, yes.
Okay, so this is your recording of the actual discussion. You're not referring to
I'm summarizing using both what has been said and the references made to any materials submitted.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
There was a comprehensive additive discussion.
Absolutely.
During the presentation.
Because the materials were so thin.
Right, exactly, which is tough for Peggy because there's a lot of back and forth between John, myself, and yourself, so.
Yeah. Okay, so we're coming back in early December, right? So we'll pick that up then. So
I've got those 3 things. I will dig through and try to get some video clarity. Peggy, I'll reach out to you with some clarity as well.
The notes should be to all of us, so
Yeah.
because John had raised the concerns specifically, so we don't have to. So everybody be on the same page when we reconvene for this.
Sounds good.
What date? I've lost track of what date we are here. Is this the 13th or the 27th?
These are the minutes of the 27th.
All right, so we're moving on. We're gonna. We approved the 13th, right?
Yes.
All right, so what we have left tonight is September 14.
On the screen as you speak.
All right, and let me get it open. All right, so present, of those at that meeting who are here it's me, Ted, Brenda, John, Josh, and Rob. Carol was absent.
Mhm.
All right, so those of you, you can direct Chris's scrolling. I have it on my screen. Jesus, deja vu. Emily Spalding and Peter Freilich. Is there a minute that we don't see their name in this in
Seems like
2021?
that.
They're probably done with us for a while.
All right, Adam and Amber Thomas.
I'm
and,
ready to scroll when you are.
sketch plan. Oh, Evernorth, yeah.
Are you all set, Brenda?
Yep.
Okay. There. Let me know when people are ready.
I'm ready to scroll when you guys
I don't remember who S. Dunn is.
Samantha Dunn.
Samantha, yeah, okay.
I would move that we accept these.
Okay, I'll second.
We have two people that are still just plowing through the reading. Hang on. Give me,
All right, cool.
give me a sec.
Sorry.
Sorry. I'm good.
I'm good.
And are you all set, Brenda?
Yep.
Okay.
Move to accept, I'm sorry, did someone already move to accept?
I did.
John did, yeah. Yeah, I
Second.
second.
Okay.
That's fine, we're all good. All right, all those in favor of approving the minutes of September 14? Aye.
And
Any opposed? John, are you opposing?
no, he was raising later.
Okay.
I'm good. I'm good.
All right, so, all, is it 6 of us voting on that one?
Yep.
So that's unanimous,
Of 5.
5.
Um,
All right, of the voters, it's unanimous. All right, that concludes our
Are there 6 or
great.
5 voting?
6.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, Josh, Rob, Brenda, John, Ted, and me.
Oh, yeah.
Uh,
Okay. Motion to adjourn?
Kevin,
Anybody else have- Yes.
I missed, my computer wanted to do updates, so I missed the slot to addition to the agenda, but I would like to make a
Sure.
statement if that's
ahead.
okay. So just in the interest of full disclosure, just to keep everything above board, after the last meeting, 9/14, where we approved the Evernorth application, my company got a job to work on that project after that. So
Okay.
I just, in full disclosure, wanted to make that public and make everyone
Yep.
aware of that. I had no knowledge that that was even a possibility at the time, so.
Okay, thanks, Rob.
Yep.
That permit's been issued. And so your vote since there was no conflict at the time when you voted on that, so that's okay. And actually, I think maybe on the agendas, I'd rather have the new items or, things that aren't specifically mentioned. I'd rather do that at the end rather than at the beginning. I don't know how people feel about that. I'd rather get going on the warrant items, and because you never know what is going to come up at the beginning, and sometimes it might be an extended discussion, or people might want to take more time on something, and that's harder to do when you have the sense that all these applicants are here ready to go. I think we can do it whenever we want it, but I think any like new business items or unless it deals with something before us that night, I think it's probably better to take those at the end. What do people think? Okay.
So what I can include I'll add item 4, it'll be just old business. And if there's nothing specific, there'll be, always be a line item of other
Yeah,
that
exactly.
would give you
Yeah.
a place marker.
Yeah, it's,
So we do with the fire department.
yeah, no, I think it's just better at the end, especially if we have a busy night, you know.
Sounds good.
Okay, motion to adjourn.
Second.
All those in favor?
That was Josh. That was Josh. I had you, Peggy.
Who?
Josh and Kevin,
Kevin made the motion, Josh second.
Thank you.
thank you.